What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today I've got a little something special planned for you guys. Now, this video has kind of been in the makings for a while. Not that I've been editing it for a while or anything like that, but rather it's just taken me a long time to get to it. Now, what is this video, you might ask? Well, if you looked at the title, you can probably understand what it is. Today, I'm going to be power scaling all of the opponents that you face in Friday Night Funkin's Mario Madness mod, specifically version 2. Now, I do want to make a disclaimer that I didn't do a bunch of research. I did look at some of the games that the characters originate from, but there are certain series that I didn't do a bunch of in-depth research into. I'm kind of just going off of like some stuff from the mod, but I assure you that this is the best list that you'll ever see. It's the best list that's ever been created on Friday Night Funkin's power scaling, because that's what this is, and I don't think anyone's ever done it before, so make sure to check it out. Um, you know, just a little trumpet press for you guys. So, if you like this video, make sure to like it. Of course, you can watch till the end, like it, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. Coming in as our first character on this list, at the number 30 spot, is Classified Luigi. Now, Classified Luigi comes from a series called Classified Castle. I'll go ahead and pop up the creator of this series on the screen real quick so you guys can go check that out. Go check out his channel. Now, from what I understand from both the mod and other things that I've heard, this version of Luigi is essentially just a corpse. A version of Luigi that is drowned. Now, I haven't actually watched the Classified Castle series, so I could be wrong. This could actually be some sort of like possessed version of Luigi that's a lot stronger than I'm, giving him credit for. But from what I understand and what I've researched, this is just essentially a corpse. Now, of course, if you want to go prove me wrong, then go check out Classified Castle's series, and yeah, but I don't think you'll be able to, so yeah, without further ado, let's just head on to our next ranking. Coming in our number 29 spot is L is Real. Now, L is Real is not the same as Classified Luigi. Well, Classified Luigi technically is his name, he's just Luigi from the Classified Castle series, you get my point. Anyway, these are not the same character, and I'll explain why. So, L is Real is from a creepypasta that I believe originates from Super Mario 64, and the creepypasta essentially surrounded the idea that you could play as Luigi. Now, this idea, I think, was further enhanced by the fact that you could see either it was Luigi, Luigi's cap, or something green that was underneath the fountain outside Peach's castle. So yeah, that's where the creepypasta of L is Real kind of sprung out. The whole idea that Luigi is real and you can play as him. Now, I don't know if the original creepypasta was like how it is in the mod, where he's drowning, kind of like how, it's like Sonic is drowned, Bend is drowned, stuff like that. So I'm not really sure about that. All I do know is that this version of Luigi is obviously very weak. Not much different from the other one, but the only reason that this version is any stronger is because he's not dead yet. So, I mean, there's nothing I can really say. This character is very weak, and he's literally in a state of dying. You have to help him by collecting coins throughout the entire song, so yeah, I think it's easy to say that this guy is extremely weak. So, without further ado, let's move on. next up at spot number 27 and 26, we have Beta Mario and Beta Luigi, in that order specifically. Now, the reason I put Beta Mario and Beta Luigi here is, again, kind of like the others, these two are very weak, and, well, there's nothing really to say about it. Now, I will explain why I put Beta Mario above the other two, and it's because I believe that either this version of Mario is still alive, but is just stuck in the painting for all eternity, which would obviously, in my opinion, make him stronger than two characters that are literally either dead or in a state of dying, so that's just my opinion. And even if that's not the case, and he is a ghost, ghosts still technically have power in the Mario universe, so, I mean, I'll give him that. Now, the reason Beta Luigi the reason Beta Luigi is here is kind of simple as well. He's just a depressed and very weak version of Luigi. I mean, that's his entire character. Now, to quickly explain where this version of Luigi comes from. This version of Luigi comes from the first Luigi's Mansion, and it actually comes from a beta version of the game, where if you didn't save Mario in time, well, you would get this sort of ending. Which is actually, I think, pretty cool. I don't know why they took it out of the game. I guess maybe it was just because it would be too creepy for kids, because, that's who they're kind of targeting. But, honestly, I think they should have kept it in. It's a very interesting creepypasta, and it's, well, not even really a creepypasta, because it's part of the game, or it used to be, so... Yeah, this is also one of my favorite songs. I don't know if I did it in this recording, but I actually 100%'d like this song. No goods, all perfects, which I'm actually very proud of. Anyway, let's move on to the next character. Coming in at our number 25th spot is actually a character that doesn't seem to get a lot of screen time during the mod. Now, this character only appears during one song, and that being Starman Slaughter, and his name is, yeah, I can't say that. So, to basically quickly wrap this character up, it's a pair of bones. And while, yes, there are invincible, and this one can fly, I'm not really going to rank it that high, didn't even mean to rhyme there, because there's a lot of other characters on this list that are obviously stronger than him, and I think even just a normal version of Mario would probably be able to take him out. Now, the reason I think he's higher than the previous four is because, well, the other four are just insanely weak. So, yeah. Anyway, let's not waste any time and move on to our next character.
You gonna tell Mom I was smoking?
No, Mario, I'm not gonna tell.
Yeah, you better not, or I'll kick your ass. Anyway, just keep your mouth shut, Scroat. Here come the guys. Hey.
Coming in our number 24th spot is Mario from Luigi's Day Out. Now, Luigi's Day Out is a video on YouTube, and it was actually quite popular a long time ago. I remember watching it a long time ago, too. Now, this version of Mario essentially just acts like an angsty teen and is a super big douchebag to his brother, and, well, that's basically about it. Now, I don't really remember much from the video, so I don't know if there's, like, any secret powers he has, or if he has any advantages over any other Marios or characters that are going to be on this list, but I highly doubt it, since it kind of just seems like Mario, but, well, really immature. Now, I do faintly recall, like, the power-ups in this game being used as drugs. I think, I could be wrong, it's been a long time since I actually watched the video, and if that's the case, then there is the possibility that this version of Mario could be weaker than the pair of bones. John Johnson, I'll just say, because the only reason I think this version of Mario would be able to beat the previous character is if he used a Power Star, or had lava, but I didn't see any of those in either the mod, or I don't remember any in the video. So, yeah, that could be a problem if the Power Star he uses is just like a drug and not an actual power-up. But if not, then I think this guy could take out Pair of Bones. Yeah, the only reason he's here is because he could take out Pair of Bones. He's not excelling any higher in this list, so let's just move on to the next character. Coming in our number 23rd spot is a placement that might actually surprise a lot of you guys, and that is I Hate You Luigi, or Darth Luigi, or whatever you want to call it. Now, I did a little bit of research, and I watched the game, and also just looked through the Wikipedia, everything like that, the Horror Brew, and I came to the conclusion that this version of Luigi is not very strong. And as a matter of fact, gets taken out by normal Mario, which is the reason he's so low on this list, is because, well, there's a lot of versions of kind of just normal or altered Mario in this mod, and, well, as you can probably assume, they're above him. Because if normal Mario can beat him, I assumed an alternate, like, maybe advanced version of Mario can. You get my point. This guy is really weak. Now, the I Hate You mod revolves around Mario. I think it was... No, he didn't accidentally kill his brother. That's a different one. This version is Luigi betrays Mario because he's super jealous of him, so Mario actually has to end up killing him. And when he does, he comes back as a vengeful spirit and tries to take revenge on Mario. But from my information that I have, he fails and can't kill Mario. If I'm wrong about that, then he is slightly higher on this list, but if I'm not, then this is the best placement for him. Yeah, not really much else to say about this guy. I was surprised how weak he was when I was researching him. So, yeah, let's just get on to our next character. Coming in at our number 22nd spot is Promotion Mario. Now, before you start shaking in your boots and start having a panic attack, no, I am not relating Promotion Mario to Stanley. Stanley is further on in this list. Now, Promotion Mario is, from what I understand, just Mario. Yeah, this isn't going to be a high ranking, obviously, since there's a lot of, like, dangerous creepypastas and monsters on this list, but, as I said before, regular Mario was able to take out Darth Linguini, aka I Hate You Luigi, so I assume that this version of Mario could probably do the same thing. Yeah, not much of a big explanation, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Anyway, let's move on to the next character.
Well, let's check it out.
Granddad!
Coming in at our number 21st spot is Granddad. Now, I have no, and I mean no idea behind this character, like what this character is, besides the little lore that it gives you whenever you pull up the pause menu. So all I know is that this is from like either pirated or like just like corrupted, not corrupted, but like it's from like, I think it was from a Flintstones game, and it ended up being Mario. So where does this rank this version of Mario exactly? Well, not very high. I mean, I don't really know where to put this version of Mario. I interpret this version of Mario as Mario, but he has a big stick. And, I mean, I guess Mario with a weapon is stronger than just normal Mario? I don't know at this point. Like, some of these characters are kind of hard to rank because of the obscurity behind them, or just the fact that it's like, they have literally no feats or accomplishments. It's actually the first time I said feats in this video. You know, that's congratulations. But I'm probably going to be saying it a lot more. So, yeah, this character is 21st. Don't know what to say about it. So, let's just move on to another character. Coming in our number 20th spot is Costume. Now, Costume is another character from the Classified Castle series, so again, I could be completely misranking him here, but from my understanding, this character is kind of just like, well, the best way I can put it is William Afton. He's a dude wearing a Mario costume and is pretending to be nice and friendly, but in reality, he's a bad guy. Now, why does he rank higher? Well, simple. My opinion, Knife is more deadly than Big Stick. Yeah, these three rankings realistically, you know, don't, like, these characters, Granddad, Promotion Mario, and Costume, realistically could rank the same if they didn't have any weapons, because they all just seem like normal versions of Mario. Well, normal, because Granddad is technically a Flintstones character, and Costume isn't actually Mario, but someone wearing a Mario suit. So, if anything, these characters could be below Promotion Mario, since Promotion Mario is just normal Mario, and I would think that Mario would be stronger than just a normal dude and a Flintstones character, but I don't know. You know, that's the reason that I'm ranking these guys higher, and it's because they have weapons. And, you know, that's basically it. Now, I was gonna rank Costume higher initially, but I decided to group two characters together since they're in the same song, and at the same time, I figured I might as well just make them a group, you know, why not? So, yeah. Nothing really else to say about this character besides he's from the Classified Castle series, and he's basically just William Afton if he wore a Mario costume. So, let's go on to the next character. Coming in at our number 19th spot is Turmoil. Now, all, like, rankings aside, I really like this song. This is one of my favorite songs in Devianart, so that's probably why I extended the beginning of it a little longer to give you guys a little more, unedited, less volume song. Anyway, getting on with the ranking. Turmoil is essentially Mario if he ate a mushroom that had Yoshi's code in it and turned into Yoshi. So, yeah. Now, why do I think he's higher than Costume and Granddad, who have weapons? Well, initially I was going to put Costume above this version of Mario. I was going to put him above Turmoil because he could just, like, stab Turmoil. But then I thought about it realistically, and I'm like, first off, Yoshi can consume people really easily, so he has range. Not only that, but, I mean, I guess he could just, like, outspeed him, because I don't really know how strong Costume is. And, yeah. Now, I would put him higher on this list, but he is very small, and, like, in my opinion, I feel like he's just the kind of character to act off instinct rather than, like, actual intelligence. Since Yoshi's just kind of an animal. I'm not saying Yoshi's dumb, but, like, I just don't think he's higher than some of the other characters we have on this list. And obviously I'll explain why when we get to them. But, yeah. Without further ado, let's get on with the rankings. Coming in at our number 18th spot is Horror Peach and Horror Yoshi. Now, these two characters, much like a character who we're going to discuss later, I'll just say Horror Mario, come from an artist, I forgot his name, but I'll also flash his, like, stuff on the screen for a second. And, like, the artist who made these two characters actually also made Horror Mario, and Horror Mario is basically the origin of this entire mod. So, just a little fun fact. Anyway, getting onto the ranking as to why they're above Turmoil, in my opinion, not only are they a duo, or I just made them a duo because it would have been easier for me to edit this all, but at the same time, since Yoshi is a part of this duo, and I think Princess Peach is most likely stronger than Mario already, I think if they teamed up against Turmoil, they probably would be able to beat him, in my opinion. Yeah. So, I guess that's the only reason that they're here. Not much else to say, so let's go on to the next ranking, shall we?
We did what you said, Mario. The Kickstarter sucked. The team's done. The game wasn't much popular than people thought, boyfriend. You think I don't know about the merchandise? You tried to fuck me.
Coming in our number 17th spot is Dictator Mario from the Secret Histories series. Now, much like the other characters, I will pop up the creator of this character and the Secret Histories series on the screen right now, so you can go check them out. Anyway, without further ado, let's explain why this character is so much higher than all the other characters, including Turmoil and, Horror Peach and stuff like that. Well, he has explosives. And probably guns. I don't know if he has guns, but you have to hit giant bullet bills in the song, and my assumption with that is he probably has guns, or access to, those giant cannons. Now, would these giant cannons be able to beat Turmoil, Horror Peach, and Horror Yoshi? In my opinion, yeah. Probably. I don't know. I mean, it's never been tested against them, which is, kind of another reason why this ranking is kind of complicated. You gotta realize that a lot of these guys don't really have any feats, accomplishments, anything to them. And the ones that do, some of them, even though they do, it's either very vague, or there's just other characters that I assume are stronger. So I'm thinking that this is a good place for Dictator Mario. I don't know why I sounded like that, kind of stuttered. Because he has guns. And that's basically it. Anyway, moving on to number 16. Coming in our number 16th spot is the Wario Apparition. Now, I just want to say that this song, at least when I played it, and it could have just been because I had my volume on max, is hella loud. This is ear-deafening. Now, I don't know if that's my fault or what. I'm just going to go ahead and assume it's probably my idiotic fault. Anyway, let's continue on with the ranking. Now, I don't really know why, I put this character here simply because of the fact that, I assume this character to be, a giant tank. You know what I mean? I assume this character to be, like the tank from, Left 4 Dead. You know what I mean? So, I don't think bullets might hurt it, but, I don't know if it's gonna do much. And then, if, Dictator Mario can't kill him, obviously the other characters probably can't. So, that's my deductive reasoning as to why he belongs here. Yeah, that's about it. I have no info on this character besides, the lore. Okay, so the lore behind this character also sort of relates to Classified Castle, where it's every person who plays the game gets a personalized copy of it, and so, people wanted to see a giant Wario head, and they eventually got what they wanted for all eternity. I'm pretty sure that's the lore behind it. But besides that, this guy is literally just a giant floating head, and yeah, I mean, maybe he can eat things, so... But besides that, I just assume he's probably really durable. Anyway, let's move on to number 15. Coming in at our number 15th spot is actually a trio of characters, that being Omega's trio. Now, I know they each individually have names, but I can't remember them, or I think I remember them, but they're just kind of weird to say. Anyway, these characters are also really hard to rank, like some of the other characters, since not only do they only come from this mod, but they literally appear for 2 minutes, 1 minute, and that's about it. My reasoning for putting them this high, though, is that they come from Omega, and Omega is a strong character who we will talk about later, and there's 3 of them. So, yeah, that's literally about it. I have no other info on these characters and how strong they could be, so let's just move on to the number 14th character. Now, coming in at our number 14th spot is Coronation Day Peach. Now, Coronation Day Peach comes from a horror brew where Peach essentially wanders into the forest and gets taken by some sort of dark entity and gets turned into, or at least what he, she, whatever you want to call it, describes himself as the King of the Forest. Now, apparently this is also part of a ROM hack. I've never played it or seen it, but I've heard it has multiple endings. So yeah, that's the extent of lore knowledge I know about this character. Now, the only reason I put this character higher than the other ones is because, A, I believe it's a demonic entity, so, I mean, it probably has to be stronger than a lot of the other ones if it has some, like, demon origins. B, it was able to kill Princess Peach, who's a strong character, obviously not stronger than some of the other characters we put on this list, but I feel like in order to do that, you'd have to be pretty strong. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like she might have glitching powers, like, she can affect the game in some way. Not, like, on a scale of, like, Horror Mario, but, I assume probably on a pretty powerful scale. Also, on an unrelated note, hear me out. Alright. Let's move on to the number 13 character. Coming in at our number 13th spot is Somari. Now, Somari is a mix of Sonic and Mario, so I think it should be pretty clear why I put this character pretty high. Initially, I was going to put him semi-low next to Granddad and Promotion Mario, because at first I was like, I don't know if there's any feats he has that would classify him as like a higher tier Mario, but then I thought about it, and I mean, it's pretty blatant that it's just like a Mario, like, knockoff, but with, like, or Sonic knockoff, but with Mario instead. And so if this character is Sonic and Mario combined, I have to give them credit, because, you know, Sonic is pretty powerful. Now, when I say he's powerful, or more powerful than the rest of these characters, that really just depends. Honestly, this character could be weaker than Coronation Day Peach. The only reason that I put him higher is because I feel like the power of Mario and Sonic is a lot more direct than the power of Coronation Day Peach. We don't really know what she's capable of, or at least I don't. So yeah, I feel like Samar probably would be able to beat Coronation Day Peach. Seeing as, from what I remember or just recall from the game's description, it's not like she's super aggressive, and I feel like, you know, Samar would probably be able to easily dodge her. I don't know. You know, honestly, leave your opinion in the chat, or not chat, sorry, this is Twitch. Oh my god. Leave your opinions in the comments of if you think that Coronation Day Peach should be higher than Somari. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get on to our next character. Coming in at our number 12 spot is Racist Mario. Now, it's not as it sounds, he's not actually racist. Well, I mean, that depends. He does turn into a bullet bill when he does say that word. Anyway, now, you're probably getting confused as to why Racist Mario is this high, and allow me to explain. So, you might have noticed that our last character was Somari, who is a mix of Mario and Sonic. Well, in this animation, which I actually have watched, I think I watched Internet City react to it for the first time. Amazing channel, I should definitely check him out. And he, in that animation, is able to kill both Sonic and Anakin Skywalker. I think he also kills Sackboy, who's also really powerful. He ends up getting taken out by Kratos. So, yeah. I mean, if this version of Mario is canonically stronger than Sonic, then I think it stands to reason that he would be above it, right? I mean, unless anyone has an argument against that, I think that this is a pretty clear-cut, placement. So, without further ado, let's just hop right into number 11. into our number 11th placement is Devil Mario. Now, I really like this character. I think I remember watching the series when I was like a lot younger. I don't remember much from it, but this version of Mario is extremely powerful. I would say that this version of Mario is probably more powerful than some of the ones we have coming up, if it weren't for for a couple of factors, which I'll explain when I get to those characters. But anyway, this version of Mario is from a universe where one of the Boos, which is essentially just a ghost, takes over Mario's body and starts looking for a bunch of power stars. So he can basically just destroy the universe. And from what I read, he doesn't accomplish his goal because Mario ends up taking control of his body, ending his own life, and essentially just ending the Boo's rampage. Now, I'm just gonna list off some powers that I remember this guy having. Not only does he have I think he is reality manipulation. Yeah, do I need to say more? This guy is obviously a lot more powerful than all the other characters, especially with the power stars. And, yeah, honestly, I don't think I really even need to say more. This song is also pretty good. Honestly, I'm just, like, talking to talk at this point, but yeah, this song's pretty good. I would say, my favorite song in this entire, like, content cosmos is probably the first one. The first one and this one. Actually, no, I really like Dictator as well. Anyway, enough yapping. Let's get to the number 10 spot. Finally, coming in at our number 10th spot is Horror Mario, the one that started it all. Now, if you don't know the lore of this mod, essentially, a girlfriend and boyfriend buy a Mario game that ends up being corrupted by Horror Mario, and also apparently a bunch of other, like, horror brews and stuff like that of Mario, and they get sucked into the game. And who sucks them into the game? Well, none other than Horror Mario himself. He is the start of this entire game, and he's also very powerful. Not only is he able to reach into the real world, obviously, because he grabs them from the TV, but he has complete and total control over his own world, over his own Mario world, mind you. Not others, but he still has basically omnipotence, which is a very big feat. Now, besides that, there isn't really much to say about this character, because I already mentioned the lore of where he came from in the, Horror Yoshi and Horror Peach part of this, so, you know, if you, for some reason, skip to this part, because I'll try to timestamp this if I can, if YouTube will allow me, then just go back and I explain where this character came from. But yeah, overall, very powerful character. Again, if he didn't have omnipotence, I would say that Devil Mario would probably be stronger, but since he does, obviously he ranks higher. However, still doesn't rank as high as some of the other characters we have on this list, so stay tuned for our number 9 spot. Coming in at our number 9th spot is GB, or who I like to refer to him just as Golden Boy. I don't know why. I think that's because it's like somewhat related to what he's from, like what he originates from. Now this horror brew is actually an original creation by I think it's Marco Antonio. the creator of the mod. Fun fact, probably you've heard this a lot if you know this song. He actually created this character while he was on the toilet, which is pretty interesting. Anyway, enough fun facts about this character. What makes this character so strong? Well, realistically, the only thing that makes this character stronger than Horror Mario is the fact that it's literally said that he is just stronger than Horror Mario. Now, there is obviously variations of Horror Mario. One in particular, who we will be talking about later, who's clearly stronger than Golden Boy or GB, but not the version that we just covered. So, yeah, the only reason he's stronger, realistically, is because he's said to be stronger. However, I will add a little bit more than that. So, apparently, he can, he can travel to other games and glitch other games. So, I guess he has more control over other games than Horror Mario does. So, maybe that's why he's stronger. Anyway, that's all I got for number 9, Mr. Golden Boy. Let's go on to number 8. Number 8 is Mr. Virtual. Now, some of you might be surprised at this placement, some of you might not be surprised at this placement, and I'm going to explain why Mr. Virtual is here. Now, first off, Mr. Virtual, let's talk about his lore. Mr. Virtual, or sometimes known as just V, used to be a circus performer in, his own universe. I think it's called, the Tale of, the Crimson Phantom or whatever. He used to just be a normal dude. However, one day, after turning into a murderer, he was gunned down by this detective, and his soul entered this Virtual Boy, I think it was called his Virtual Boy system, which from what I understand is basically just like a VR, and yeah, so he's kind of just been corrupting that console, and whoever goes into it, he takes their body and murders them. So, overall, I would say Mr. Virtual is more powerful because he has more of an effect on the quote-unquote real world. Now, why I say quote-unquote is because it's not, our world, but it's the world outside of the game world that they're in, you know what I mean? Plus, he also has, a bunch of mind manipulations, and it does seem like he has a better hold over his universe, or at least displays it better than the other two characters we just previously mentioned. Now, the next character I'm gonna bring up could be a controversial take if you, might know who it is. I still think this character is weaker than other characters we have coming up, obviously like MX, and I'll explain why, but in my opinion, this is a nice little placement for Mr. Virtual. Obviously very strong character, but not stronger than some of our other characters coming up, like number 7, Now, I think this is probably going to be my hottest take of this entire list, and that's because of a couple reasons. Now, if you don't know who this is number 7, who is Mr. L. Now, you probably noticed that this isn't the original Overdue song that's in the Night Funkin mod. I replaced it with a remake, or a remix, that I heard, a while ago, and honestly, in my opinion, they're both good, right? I'm not going to trash any of them. Well, honestly, I can't trash any of them because they're both really good. But in my opinion, I just think this is way better. This version of the song is way better. I'll probably link it down below too, because it's not just from the mod. It's like from an outside source, so I'll link that down below. Anyway, getting on to Mr. L and why I placed him above not only Mr. Virtual, Golden Boy, RGB, and Horror Mario. Now, while those three characters that I just mentioned do have an effect over the real world, I can't entirely say that their feats and accomplishments are I'd even come close to what Mr. L has done. Now, I actually did a lot of research when I came to Mr. L. I don't know if this is because I'm biased and I just really like his character, but I've also done a lot of research with Mr. Virtual and stuff like that. But from what I saw and what I researched, it seems like Mr. L has a lot more power and also has a lot more, I guess, omnipotence. If I had to describe it, it's kind of like how Golden Boy has more power over his own universe, and the same thing with Mr. Virtual than Horror Mario. Mr. L just seems to have a lot more control over his own universe, and as another added bonus, he was actually even able to kill Mario and all these other characters, whereas the next character that we have coming up technically hasn't killed Mario, but I'm still ranking him higher because I think, I think it's just kind of obvious. Now, overall, that's really the only reason why I think Mr. L is stronger. Yeah, he isn't technically like a real human being or demonic entity, but rather just the, like, super pissed off spirit of Luigi. But I don't know. Just from what I've seen, it seems like Mr. L has a lot more power. Not only that, he can sort of interact with the player, but that's like at the end of the game. So, I don't know. That feat's kind of just up in the air. But anyway, without further ado, let's move on to number 6. Now, of course, coming next into our 6th spot is M. Now, I was debating whether I was going to put MX below Mr. L, but then I figured, nah, that would kind of be crazy. Now, although Mr. X doesn't have a bunch of feats in the game, Mario 85, which is I'm pretty sure the ROM hack or whatever it's called that he comes from, I will say that, I don't know, like, his origins make him seem like he'd be stronger. So, from what I understand, he's like an ancient being that's as old as time itself. So, like, that alone has to make him somewhat powerful. Another reason, a couple other reasons why I rank him this high is because, well, not only can he suck souls and put them into video games like he did with Lucas, but he can also interact with the player in a sort of like Doki Doki-esque fashion where he like knows your username. Now, would I consider that a feat of strength? Maybe not, but just in case you guys do, I might as well, throw that in. Now, I know that he has a lot of other quote-unquote powers and stuff like that, but I don't know. Like, I've never seen him do any of these things. Like, you know, I've never seen him be nigh indestructible and all this other stuff, so I don't know if I can really believe all that. But just because of his origin, and because of the fact that not only was he able to kill GF, who's a pretty powerful character, and just the fact that, I don't know, he just seems really strong. I know this is kind of a dumb way to rank it, but he just seems like, I don't know, he would be the strongest of all of them. Like, he's sort of like the final, well, I mean, he is kind of the final boss of Hellish Heights. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's just my reasoning for ranking him, because I don't truly believe all the other feats and stuff he has and powers, because I've never seen them. But, you know, because he technically has them, I guess that ranks him higher. I don't know. Either way, I'd rank him here. So, yeah, let's just move on to our 5th spot. Now, coming as probably a surprise to a lot of you, in number 5th spot is Stanley. Now, Stanley is again from the Classified Castle series, and he seems like he's sort of like the main antagonist-ish of the entire series. Now, if you're confused as to why I put Stanley here, allow me to explain. So, Stanley is sort of an artificial AI that was developed by Nintendo to be put in Super Mario 64 games, and it's essentially the thing that grants personalized copies to each of the game. Now, once this AI became sentient, it also eventually gained the power to alter reality, and not just in its own game, but outside of the game. So, you know how MX can, like, trap souls from the real world, quote-unquote, in his video game? Well, what he can do, Stanley can do just way better. Because, I mean, if you can alter reality, you could basically just do anything. Now, I don't know, like, again, I didn't watch the Classified Castle series, so I don't know if this is 100% true, but from what I read, it kind of seemed like this was the case. So, for all of you out here who were wondering where this guy was, well, he's in the number 5th spot. He's in the top 5, which is probably a surprise, but yeah, this guy has the power to alter reality outside of his own video game world. It's pretty surprising to me as well. Anyway, enough about Stanley, let's move on to the number 4th spot. Coming in, our number 4th spot is going to be Omega. Now, I have a very short time to yap about this guy, because his part in the song is very short. And that's probably another reason why you guys are so confused as to why he's so high. So, essentially, I'll explain. Omega is a byproduct of Ultra M, who is a very strong character who we'll discuss later on this list. Ultra M, obviously, is stronger than all the other characters that we mentioned, because I haven't mentioned him yet. So, I kind of just use that logic to be like, I don't know, he probably could create a character that's stronger than all the other ones. I know this might be very lackluster logic, but I'm kind of just guessing here. Also, I'm a little biased because I really like Omega's design and his part in the song. Anyway, since I have a short time to yap, let's just get on to the number 3 spot. Coming in at our number 3 spot. Now we're going into the top 3 strongest characters of the entire mod. Is, of course, Superman Mario. Now, if you didn't know who Superman Mario is, I'll again go ahead and flash the creator of that. There's only 2 episodes actually that he hasn't, I think. I saw more, but I don't know if those are official, of the character. Now, you're really thinking again, you know, there's only two episodes? How can this character be so strong? Well, this is where we start dipping our toes into the murky territories of meta feats. Now, what meta feat exactly does this little guy have? Well, if you go to the guy's channel, you see that he has the ability to affect real-life human beings. Now, obviously, I know that it's all just, like, edited and whatnot, but that's the thing. I'm trying to milk every single bit of evidence from these characters, every single feat I can grab, unless it's from Classified Castle, but we don't talk about that. And I'm trying to figure out who truly is the strongest. And from what I found, I mean, it seems like Super Mario has the ability to affect real-world people. Now, of course, again, meta feats are kind of hard to scale, because it's like, obviously that didn't happen. But I mean, do you know if it really happened or not? I don't think so. So without further ado, I think we're going to go ahead and rank him the third strongest character in all of Mario Madness. So, if he's the third, well, who's the second? Let's get on to that right now. Coming in at the big number 2 is the Unbeatable Gang. Now, I'm ranking all these characters together, yes, including Lakitu and all that other stuff, because the next character that we have is extremely powerful, and in my opinion, more powerful than all these characters. So if I ranked, like, the dog from Duck Hunt and Bowser above Mr. Serious Soul, because Mr. Serious Soul technically does get his soul ceiling by Ultra M in All-Stars, it would realistically just be Mr. Serious Soul at 2 or 3, and then those two at number 2. But I decided to just rank them together, since the character that's above these guys is just stronger than all of them. Anyway, what makes these characters strong? Well, first, they are Nintendo. Second, they're unbeatable. Line. Yeah, I don't really know what makes these guys so strong, besides those two facts. I guess they have ties with Ultra M and Horror Mario in some way. Honestly, these guys don't really have a lot of feats. Actually, they don't have any feats. Maybe besides that one Nostalgia Critic video, but I never watched that, so I don't know if that was like a meta feat or not. All I know is that these guys are unbeatable. Well, not really, but like, they say they are a lot. Okay, being real, if I had to describe why these characters are so strong, in my opinion, I feel like they're like the representation of Nintendo. I mean, because you have like two insanely old Nintendo games, and then this guy is supposed to be like a spokesperson. So if I had to say why they're so strong, I would say that's the exact reason. They're like Nintendo incarnate, basically. So yeah, but even though they are Nintendo incarnate, they are not stronger than our next character, who is undoubtedly the strongest character of them all. Let's get into it.
Is Mario, who will be played by Chris Pratt.
It's me, a Mario.
Now, finally, in first place, the man, the legend himself, Chris Pratt. Now, I mean, personally, if you didn't see this coming, you gotta be a fool. I mean, Chris Pratt is literally a human being. I mean, he could play this mod, he could beat up Superman Mario easily, like, yeah, no glaze, I'm not gonna play them, like, easily he could beat all these previous characters, and he's obviously the strongest character of all of them. I mean, he's a real human being, and you know, whether or not you want to dispute the one in game is human, I'm not really here to dispute that. It's Chris Pratt, and he also has the power of Mario because he also played Mario. So you know what? This isn't even close. Obviously, Chris Pratt's the strongest. So yeah, you know, I guess just with that being said, let's end the video. You know, I mean, we don't have any other characters to talk about, right? It's not like I forgot any. Wait a minute.
Here I come!
What's that sound? Yes, you see that right. Coming to collect his throne as the true strongest character in all of Mario's madness is the man himself, the other man himself, Mr. DJ Halliboo. Now, this is probably going to confuse people the most, because a lot of people probably don't, like, unless you're a DJ Halliboo fan, you probably don't know why this character's aside. And I'm not a fan either. Well, that's not that I'm not a fan, it's just that I'm not, like, super knowledgeable. I wasn't, like, you know, like, I didn't watch the guy's video who created it, who, again, I will pop up on screen. And the reason I pop him up on screen is because knowing who this guy is actually pretty important, because you need to go watch his video to understand it. But I'll basically explain it to you. So not only does DJ Halliboo have the ability to affect human souls, right, like real-life people, like me and you, but he can put them inside of DSs and destroy them. He can destroy people's souls, like, just genuinely, straight up. You know, no, like, throwing turtle shells at people to hurt them. No, like, you know, like, yeah, he could even beat Chris Pratt. That's the craziest part. Now, like, okay, I did include Chris Pratt, it's kind of like a meme, but to be fair, real Chris Pratt obviously is stronger than all the other characters, but not DJ Halliboo. Nope. Not Mr. DJ Halliboo. I was actually really surprised myself when I figured this out. But yeah, DJ Halliboo is actually the strongest character in all of Mario Madness. Except for, okay, obviously I forgot to mention one character who I'll just give his own, like, number 2, his own, like, I don't know, I'll like, make up some excuse. But you already know who's coming next, and I don't think I need to even describe him, so without further ado, give it up to the true strongest character of Mario Madness that is not DJ Halliboo.
Don't you see now? We're one soul stronger, and you are alone. You can't win, so why do you still fight?
Coming as a surprise to no one, the strongest absolute character at number, I don't know, 0 or infinity, whatever number is above 1, which there is none, but you get my point, is Ultra M. Now, I was actually going to rank Ultra M below DJ Halliboo. Actually, I was going to rank him below Chris Pratt and those other characters, but because DJ Halliboo does get absorbed by Ultra M, and DJ Halliboo is technically is stronger than Chris Pratt, not technically, is stronger than Chris Pratt, I have to give Ultra M the major W here. Now, I didn't want to give him the major W. If I'm being honest, I didn't want to give him the crown, the ultimate crown, the grand star, right, as some could say. But I think we all saw that it was coming. If he, and to be fair, if he didn't have the soul of DJ Halliboo, DJ Halliboo would be the strongest. He would absolutely clear. He would clear Ultra M. because he doesn't have the soul of Chris Pratt, and he would have to at least have that to put up some sort of fight. But, you know, because he has DJ Khaled soul, unfortunately, this means that he is the strongest. To no one's surprise, of course, I mean, I am pretty sure you all expected Ultra M to at least be top 3. You know, you probably thought I was going to put Chris Pratt above him, and initially I was. You know, I was going to put Chris Pratt, Super Bad Mario, and I was going to put the dog from Duck Hunt and Bowser from the Unbeatable song above him, but I can't. You know, he has the most powerful soul in the entirety of Mario Madness verse, and maybe even the Friday Night Funkin' universe, honestly. It's a shame. It truly is, but that's just how it goes. Anyway, I'm probably not going to end the video off like this, so yeah, you know, just stay tuned for the rest of the song, and I'll see you guys at the end of it all. And that, my good friends, is the end of this video. I hope you had a good time watching. I had a good time making this. As you could probably tell by my attire and the fact that it still looks dark, I did, as a matter of fact, not wait until tomorrow to edit this all. I edited this all tonight. It is 3 a.m. right now. I'm very tired, but I wanted to get this done because it's been something that's been on my mind. Now, obviously, I know this video isn't going to be perfect. I know I stuttered here and there, and, you know, the editing isn't perfect, but I edited this all myself. Okay, to be fair, I edited all this myself on an editing software that's not perfect, but it's pretty good, and I'm doing my best. All right, so if you got into this point of the video, you might as well leave a like and subscribe. You know, if you watch an entire hour-long yap session about who the strongest Mario Madness character is in Friday Night Funkin', then you might as well subscribe. You know what I mean? And if you want me to post any other content like this, just drop it in the comments below. You know, I'm free to make content like this because I actually enjoy this kind of stuff. You know, it's very, like, niche, obviously, but I don't know. You know, it's just something that was running through my brain, and I'm like, you know, what if I would do this? Now, before I do go, I do want to say this. I was going to plan on adding 2 more characters, unofficial characters. I was going to plan on adding 2 more versions of Ultra M, one from Secret Exit and the other one from Stars of Hope. To cut the chase, because I didn't add them, I will just say that the one from Secret Exit would be stronger, but the one from Stars of Hope, which is called Oblivion M, I'm pretty sure, at least that's what it looks like in the files, is the strongest one, because he has literally all the souls of all the characters, whereas, like, you know, they forget some other characters in All-Stars and in Secret Exit. A little fun fact for you, by the way, a little fun fact for you. But anyway, again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.